Sorry, but no, we don't have time to mourn Prince Philip, because here is what else is going on right now. 150,000 people have died in the UK as a result of Boris Johnson's incompetent handling of the pandemic. Globally, vaccine supply problems, which have been caused by nothing other than runaway capitalism, mean that in lots of places there are now new lockdowns being started and thousands more completely avoidable deaths are on the cards. The right to protest in the UK is being taken away. Soon you could face 10 years in prison if somebody finds your behaviour annoying. In fact, we already have a situation in the UK where undercover police are legally allowed to rape, murder and torture. Priti Patel's new immigration laws mean that at least 80% of those claiming asylum in the UK will never be granted permanent leave to remain. They will have to reapply for their permit to be here every 3 years, costing them a fortune in legal fees, disrupting their lives, making it impossible for them to hold down work or commit to education programmes. How are you supposed to grow old, raise your family, if every 3 years you have to completely redo your asylum claim? And remember that for many of these people, their first asylum claim took 3 appeals and 15 years to get sorted. So at best, you'd get like a 6-month break before you had to get started on putting the paperwork together for the next claim. And of course, it will mean 10 times as much paperwork for the Home Office, who are already completely overwhelmed with the backlog of asylum cases, which they're not allocating new resources to. And if it used to take 15 years and now there's 10 times as many cases, presumably it could now take 150 years, which is like a life sentence for being a victim of rape and torture and political aggression and leaving rather than staying and dying. And I wouldn't be all that surprised if Priti Patel was okay with that, because the asylum process is already long and torturous. At least at the moment it ends and people are granted asylum and can get on with their lives. It's horrific to imagine people being stuck in that system permanently, especially while asylum seekers in the UK are locked in barracks, sleeping 30 to a room while there is a known COVID outbreak in the facility. Oh, there's also now rioting in Northern Ireland and explosions because Brexit has destroyed the Good Friday Agreement, exactly as literally everybody said that it was going to. Now, after a year of interrupted lessons and stress about not being able to go to school, compounded by the government refusing to provide adequate support to students or teachers when it came to remote learning, and confusion around exams, confusion around university entrance, schools are now reopening, but students are subject to an aggressive disciplinary crackdown. I mean, do aggressive disciplinary crackdowns prevent childhood mental health problems, Boris? I have failed to see the research on this one lately. Globally, there are a couple of major genocides going on, most obviously the Uyghurs and the Rohingya. Oh, and then of course there's a proxy war in Yemen where British arms companies are attacking civilians under a Saudi flag. 80% of the population is in need of aid, but the borders, ports and airports are all blocked so that aid can't properly get through. Instead of reporting on any of which, the Daily Mail has produced a 144-page special edition to mark one single death of a very old, very privileged man, and we all get 8 days of official mourning, which doesn't even include a bank holiday. And that must be devastating for the tourism industry, brought to its knees by Boris Johnson's incompetent handling of the pandemic, not getting the boost of a bank holiday as lockdown eases and the chance of people going to visit tourist sites, and of course the impact of losing a royal, because we all know the royals are so great for tourism, aren't they? So great. How will M&M World cope with the knowledge that there is one less overprivileged racist in a shiny hat? We demand answers. There is an almighty mess going on, and we can't even think about starting to resolve any of it while the media has its priorities so completely skewed. I don't get 8 days of your attention. I don't get a 144-page special limited edition supplement. At best, I get about 3 minutes to talk at maximum speed to a few hundred of you, and I'm very, very grateful for your attention, but it has to be the start of something, not the whole thing. Please keep supporting alternative media, including this one, but including loads of other wonderful resources out there, and research these issues for yourself so that we can get started on challenging them one by one and stop focusing on stuff that just really doesn't matter right now. I'll see you next week.